Hello students, welcome to my online lesson. Today our new theme, the main parts of the aircraft and its function. Main parts of the aircraft and its function. Aims of the lesson: communicative to form communicative skills in speaking, reading, listening. Educational, to give the students information about main parts of the aircraft and its function to broaden their outlook. Development, to develop students' cognitive mechanisms, memory, critical thinking, and perception. 5 main components of an aircraft. Fuselage, the long hollow tube that holds passengers and cargo, also known as the body of the airplane. Wings, also known as the fails, the wings generate the lifting force needed for flight. The wings are in the middle and back of aircraft. Empennage, the tail end of the aircraft in the empennage, which helps with stability using assistance from the rudder and the elevator. Power plant, the engine of and propeller make up the power plant. Landing gear, a plane can't function without landing gear. Shock absorbers and the wheels are part of the landing gear. Airplanes are certainly a remarkable feat of engineering. Man has figured out how to get over 100 pounds worth of metal up in the air and flying smoothly, but not without a little trial and error. Over the past century, the components of an aircraft have evolved to make flights more efficient, safer, and faster. There are some main parts of the aircraft. Fuselage. The fuselage is one of the major aircraft components with its long, hollow tube that's also known as the body of the airplane, which holds the passengers along with cargo. This area includes the cockpit, so the pilots are in the front of the fuselage. Despite there being different types of fuselage, they all connect the major parts of an airplane together. The cockpit. The cockpit holds the command and control section of an airplane. Modern aircraft cockpits have a number of vital instruments for controlling the airplane on the ground as well as when flying. Cabin. The section in back of the cockpit is the cabin. On small planes, the cabin and the cockpit are all in one unit. On large planes, including commercial jets, these two sections of the plane are separated. Commercial jets usually have cabins with first class and coach sections. First class has wider seats and more service than coach. Business class, a sort of hybrid between the two classes, is between the two on some flights. In the Boeing 747, the cabin has two floors. The first class section is upstairs. The cabin also houses the restrooms, galleys, or kitchens and the seating for the flight attendants. Each passenger seat offers emergency oxygen masks and call buttons for the attendants. Wings. All planes have wings. The wings are shaped with smooth surfaces. There is a curve to the wing which helps push the air over the top more quickly than it goes under the wing. As the wing moves, the air flowing over the top has farther to go and it moves faster than the air underneath the wing. So, the air pressure above the wing is less than below it. This produces the appropriate lift. The shape of the wings determines how fast and high the plane can fly. Wings are called airfoils. Main parts of wings: slats, flaps, spoils, ailerons. Slat. Slats adjust the angle of attack of the wings, increasing lift. Slats are fitted at the landing edges of the wings, and deploying them increases the angle of attack of the wings, allowing the pilot to increase the lift generated by the wing. Flap. Flaps adjust the camber of the wings, increasing lift. Flaps are normally fitted at the trailing edge of the wings. Extending the flaps increase the camber of the wings airfoil, thus increasing lift at lower speeds and important feature for landing. Spoils. Spoils adjust the camber of the section of the wings, decreasing lift. Spoils are fitted on top of the wings and are used to reduce lift on a section of the wing in a controlled manner. Spoils are useful for decreasing lift without increasing the airspeed of the airplane or without increasing drag significantly. Ailerons. Ailerons increase or decrease lift asymmetrically in order to change roll and thus move the aircraft left or right while flying. Ailerons are hinged sections fitted at the array of each wing. Ailerons work asymmetrically as a pair. As the right aileron goes up, the left one comes down and vice versa, thus making the aircraft roll right or left respectively. Up aileron deflection, down aileron deflection. Empennage. The empennage in the tail end of the aircraft. It helps with the stability of the plane and has two main components called the rudder and the elevator. The rudder helps the aircraft steer from the right to left, and the elevator helps with the up and down movement. Vertical stabilizer, horizontal stabilizer, rudder, trim tabs, elevator. The horizontal stabilizer. The horizontal stabilizer helps maintain an airplane's stability in flight. It does so by providing a mini wing at a certain distance from the main wings. The smaller wing produces enough lift to control the pitch of the aircraft and maintain its stability. Elevators. Elevators increase or decrease lift on the horizontal stabilizer symmetrically in order to control the pitch motion of an airplane. Elevators are hinged surface fitted at the rear of the horizontal stabilizer. They work symmetrically as a pair. When the elevators are up, the aircraft ascends. When the elevators are down, the aircraft descends. And when the elevators are horizontal, the aircraft flies straight. The vertical stabilizer. The vertical stabilizer prevents lateral movements of the airplane. Without vertical stabilizer, most aircraft would lose lateral control, tend to slip, increase drag, and become uncontrollable. The rudder. The rudder controls the yaw motion of an airplane. The rudder is a hinged surface fitted to the vertical stabilizer. When the rudder is turned to the left, the aircraft turns to the left in the horizontal plane. When the rudder is turned to the right, the aircraft turns to the right. The rudder is used to turn the aircraft left or right on the ground. In the air, however, the rudder is primarily used to coordinate left and right turns or to counter adverse yaw. Power plant. The power plant of an airplane structure includes the engine and the propeller. The engine itself is a complicated system comprised of many smaller parts like cylinders, fans, and pistons. Together, these aircraft engine parts work to generate the power of thrust of an aircraft. Engine, cowling, propeller, firewall. Landing gear. You cannot have a safe plane without having the landing gear. Not only are these parts imperative in order to land, but the landing gear is also used to help an aircraft take off and taxi. The landing gear includes shock absorbers for a smooth landing and the takeoff, as well as wheels on the plane. Answer the questions. What part of the aircraft is located on the outer portion of the trailing edge of the wing? What are the three basic types of wing? What are the three basic landing gear configurations? What part of the aircraft is located on the trailing edge of the vertical stabilizer? What are the basic components of the hydraulic system? What are the two classifications for aircraft landing gear? What parts of aircraft are included within the empennage? What is the second type of empennage design? What are the two ways to steer an aircraft while on the ground? Home task. Learn the text main parts of the aircraft, working out with a new vocabulary. So, see you the next lesson. Goodbye.